All right, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a part two. Remember that story we covered over the weekend, the TONTO DIKEH. We covered that story here over the weekend. Let me see if I can find the thumbnail. So this is going to be a part two to it. Gist Lover finally finished the story, and I figured we should finish it. I'll bring you up to speed on what happened a little bit so that you're not lost, just in case you haven't seen that video. It's basically the story of it's a husband snatching story, a little gossipy in nature, but it's more so about how vicious people can get, how crazy people can get out in the streets when it comes to women, when they get competitive, territorial behavior, things like that. It's rough out here in the street. Everybody try to act like they're holier than thou until they get caught up in their emotions, right? Yep, until they get caught up in their emotions, and everybody think they're holy. Anyway, everybody thinks I will never. They'll say I will never. Like, you will never. Okay, you're right. You will never. Let me find this thing really quickly. There you go. I found it. All right, so this particular story right here, remember this? This one right here. Yeah, that thumbnail right there. Feeling honey? Why? Yeah. So I covered that story. I went through it. We dissected it. The YINA, her name is YINA. They also call her meddling boss. Essentially, she would, her story allegedly is that she would tag onto a couple well, there was this one particular, she tagged onto this particular couple. So we're talking about the lady in red. Let me show it to you a little bit bigger. The lady in red right there. She basically tagged on to a couple. The wife was the one in yellow until she basically helped them destroy the family. And then they were also engaged in something that were coined that day called the PLS, the plate leaking syndrome. So they were engaged in sexual relationship together. They are best friends. She tagged onto her best friend. She's a wife to a son, a special advocate, senior advocate of Nigeria. It's a senior lawyer in Nigeria. They are usually well off, and that was the story we went through. But I figured I should come back and do the part two because she finally finished the story. Patricia says, yes, I would date depending on the bus driver character, humility, consistency, and action. Yes, I think most people would date the bus driver. I think it's actually a stretch when we put too much light on it. Like it's just people just being delusional. They don't know. Like the bus driver needs to have game. Okay, if he has game, he can date. He can, and he's in the same circle because typically you're not in the same circle if you belong in different classes. Okay, but if you're in the same, yeah, they're obviously. But yes, let's go back to this story. So I'm gonna open this really quickly. Shout out to Steve Harvey. So Gist Lover finally finished the story, and I'm just gonna go ahead and read it to you. Okay. All right. So let's do this. All right, that's it right there. So again, I'll bring you up to speed if there's need to, but this is more so a part two. So continuation, after the whole brouhaha of finding out about the affairs Madeline was having with her husband. So again, let me bring you up to speed. She ended up having an affair with this lady's husband, the lady who is in yellow, the yellow lady in yellow. The lady in white ended up basically taking over her husband, allegedly, right? The husband took up abuse as his own defense mechanisms. So he got caught and then started just becoming very abusive. Always talking down on the wife at any given opportunity. NIMI is the lady in yellow, tried all she could to make Madeline leave, but instead she became an open enemy. Okay, in Yoruba we say somebody use igboju. Somebody just like, you know what? I'm taking it. What are you gonna do about it, right? Always throwing shades at NIMI and all. NIMI even called her out sometimes back that Madeline wanted to delete her son and all, but the evil-hearted Madeline, shout out to Gist Lover, this is our content. But the evil-hearted, meddling, and Oloriburuku husband refuses to stop the unhealthy extramarital affairs. There's a lot of this going on in Nigeria. Okay. People will just take over and they were like, what are you gonna do about it? Right? There's a lot of it going on. But sometimes, the arrogance, pride, until you fall flat on your face, rock bottom, sometimes you just don't know. If you get away with it one time, you would think you will keep getting away with it until you literally self-destruct. Yeah, it takes a lot for somebody to be getting away with stuff and then say, I'm just gonna have a change of heart. Yeah, highly unlikely. It's possible, but unlikely. At some point, NIMI wanted divorce. The husband wanted to divorce the husband, but Oga begged and told her if she leaves, they might strip him of his SAN title, which is a big deal. The SAN title is called the Senior Advocate of Nigeria. These are the most senior lawyers nationally recognized in Nigeria. And they are usually well off. They have influence. They have money, Long story short, Medlin seen that her matter don't cast for NIMI's side. And it's a matter of time beforehand go meet him. She started targeting other rich guys' wife in limelight. She also started building an empire of small girls, most especially BBN Niger girls. This is all alleged, okay? Just so she can pimp them. All right. Remember, she hangs around celebrities. Allegedly, I don't know this person before. I just thought it was an interesting story. NIMI is still battling with her own unsettled home. So, unsettled home caused by NIMI. Fiam. That means suddenly. Fiam. Medlin don't use scope enter Mabel and Funke. Mabel is AY Comedy's wife. Okay. AY Comedy is arguably one of the most popular comedians in Nigeria. And then Funke is the biggest actress. Yes, I think so, in Nigeria. I'll say the richest, at least the richest. She has a lot more control than most of these other people. So basically, she tagged herself onto those people's family. We know that Funke's family has broken since then. In her mind, is JJC sponsoring Funke. JJC was Funke's husband until last year, I think. The houses and all, Madame became close with them. Madame became close with them that she sometimes visit their place unannounced, all in the name of stylist. Long story short, make we for no long the story. She began kurukere with that JJC. Funke saw the traces and cut her off stylishly. That's how you saw news flying back then. That clothing that okay, so she was styling Funke too, I guess. Well, apparently a lot of people said they're very popular. That this girl was popular in Nigeria because my wife was asking our friend, it's like, yeah, I'd follow these people. These are like stylists and all this kind of stuff. But but she's been silent. She's not debunking any of the story. Funke saw the traces, call out stylishly. That's how you saw news flying back and forth that clothes caused their matter. They intentionally kept it on the low to avoid JJC being dragged. Now on AY case, okay, that one no even reason her. So AY did not give her any attention. You hear him now. AY did not give her any attention. As she come close reach, that one no look aside. Now so she begin pimp all this BBN. That's Big Brother Nigeria, Big Brother Niger girls. It's a reality. It's probably the most popular reality TV show in Nigeria now. She was pimping these girls to AY. All right, allegedly. Okay, one of the girls even got pregnant for AY and deleted the baby, the pregnancy. After the whole messy saga, Mabel too has to cut her off because it's too late. It's a lot of allegations there. Make our own matter no go be like NIMI own. Wetin come make we do this whole call out? What made us do this whole call out is that sometimes last week, NIMI, that's the lady in yellow, the actual wife of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria lawyer, and the husband fought again on this matter of meddling issue. This made NIMI landed in the hospital, and that's how NIMI family came crying into Gist Lover's DMs. That's the end of the story. So I wanted to cover it, make sure because I know we didn't complete that day. The story was not fully out. All right. And that's why I wanted to cover it. But let me come to the chat really quickly. Let's see. Shout out to you all. You guys are doing late night with me. Late night taping. I love it. So, just sound like my dear movie. Exactly. I told you, black people are the same all around the world. I keep telling you. They don't believe me. Oh, Lord. I heard she did the same thing to Funke Akindele and JJC. Immediately, Funke smelled the rubbish, she was sent away. Yep. Allegedly. Bus driver in Africa, bus driver abroad are two different things. Keep pearls. Exactly. But let's not shame Nigerian bus drivers. Voila. Side kukuruku. Oh, God. Yeah, that story, I'm just saying, be careful, ladies. When you guys befriend random people, just be careful. That's all. I think all of this comes down to, again, the spirit of discernment all around. People are just, I don't know, people are struggling. Back in the days, we used to be able to pick up that somebody has bad energy, right? And you just protect what you have. But these days, people are just in the spirit of chasing after some clouds, because I think there was also speculation that the wife, she was also tagged onto her because she was using it to catch crews as in clout, right? She's a celebrity stylist, so she was also quote unquote being friends with the celebrity stylist. You know, just be careful, because you might not see it right now. A whole family breaking down with 6 kids. It's not fun, you know. And oftentimes the devil is not going to come fly down from the sky in a dark clothes and say, I'm the devil, I'm over here. No, it's going to show up in the form of humans, oftentimes in the form of yourself. In the form of yourself, your blind spots, your bad behaviors, your coconut head. Okay, that's what the devil uses. Okay. So I said the next will be Obi Kubana. Obi Kubana, everybody's fantasizing about Obi Kubana's marriage now, so hopefully not, right? Hopefully not. Let me see. I think there's one more we can cover here. There's this crazy story. Another family broken apart. Very sadly. In the worst way ever. You know, the theme of today is really let's look at things from best case scenario. As we have a tendency to look at things from the worst case scenario. Everything we look at, everything we are accessing online, we look at it from worst case scenario. That's fine, but the point is that naturally you're going to do that. You should put some effort. Okay, put some effort in looking at things from a best case scenario. The person you're trying to tackle, you're trying to argue with, try to understand where they're coming from before you have anything else to add on to it, you know. But let's try to look at things from the best case scenario. That's the theme of today. So if somebody says, what do you bring to the table? Like, yeah, what would be the best case scenario, right? Hopefully I like this person. Why am I going on a date with a person I don't even like? I don't feel like they're already bringing something solid. Something as simple as, I like them, I want to get to know them more, right? What's wrong with that, you know? But yes, I want to do this. Let's cover one more little thing before we leave today, and I'll be right